Okay, so today we're going to talk about if Sukuna could actually cut souls before the world cutting slash, or if he could even do it in general. So, it would have been around the versus Mahito arc where you would see Yuji, Junpei, and Ijiji interacting. Mahito makes his appearance in that arc as well and ends up killing Junpei, which drives Yuji into a rage. In this state, he is full of cursed energy, but also hate, which is a little abnormal for him in his mind because he perceives himself as a righteous person. In this moment, he strikes Mahito, and Mahito doesn't think the attack is going to do anything because you have to be able to affect his soul, which we saw when Nanami tried to fight him. He even crushed him and nothing happened. But Yuji striking him caused him to bleed, which in that moment Mahito recognized because of his connection with him and Sukuna sharing the same body with two souls cohesively interacting, made Yuji aware of the outline of his own soul and souls in general, which means he can interact with them. So when he hit Mahito, he was actually able to hurt him. Sukuna has shown the ability to learn just by seeing or being interactive with other people's abilities, hence how he learned how to turn himself into a cursed object after dying and having the process done on him, and also when he is using Maharaga to update his slash, and then Maharaga actually bypasses the infinity and slashes Gojo. Sukuna smiles because now he has seen exactly how to bypass the infinity, and when he makes these binding bows on the technique, now he is able to fully bypass and attack Gojo himself without the help of Maharaga. So he wasn't even disappointed when Maharaga got destroyed because he already got what he needed from that. Which is why the 10 Shadows was really always needed. He didn't have a way to bypass it at first until he saw how it was done. So, back to the soul cutting thing. Since he was inside Yuji when Yuji gained the ability to attack souls, Sukuna would, by naturally being in his body, would have gained that ability as well, and would just use it casually from, I guess, what we saw in the manga and in the show. In chapter 29, when Nanami is trapped in Mahito's domain, Yuji breaks through it, and Sukuna had already told Mahito once before that to not touch his soul again. When Yuji broke into the domain, he ends up doing that, touching Sukuna's soul once again, and Sukuna slashes him. But as we know, if you can't affect souls, then it has nothing, like no damage at all on Mahito. But Mahito was so damaged by this attack, plus using the domain, because that takes a lot of cursed energy, he barely had anything left. And when he went to talk to Jogo and the other Doomsday curses, Jogo was saying that Mahito was looking worn out himself, and Mahito was talking about how Sukuna was on another level. But that also showed us that Sukuna could harm Mahito, who could only be attacked by harming souls. And then when you get to Gojo dying from the world cutting slash, and how Shoko couldn't heal him, but we did get it stated in the manga that you can face rejection through the healing by the other person's body or cursed energy not accepting your cursed energy. But Gojo was most likely hit with a soul-cutting world slash. The attack most likely affected his soul too. That is my theory at that point. But it shouldn't be out of the norm that Sukuna could always attack the soul after Yuji unlocked the ability. Did he have it before? We can't say, but he definitely would have had it after Yuji unlocked it, and being in his body so long. We also have him learning things on the spot, like how he couldn't heal his brain at first, but after watching Gojo do it, he did it easily. We also don't know if he had domain amplification at first, but when he saw how The disaster curses used it against Gojo. That was something he implemented into his fighting style. He even made Megumi's 10 Shadows way better after seeing how Megumi used it and then applying what he knew and using it himself. So, I'd say if he didn't have it before, he definitely had it after being inside Yuji, and that would have made his slashes way more deadlier. I did leave out how when he slashed Inumaki, how that injury couldn't be healed.